Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
Hey, what do you want to da-da-da?
I don't know. What do y'all think we should da-da-da?
Well, what did we da yesterday?
Yesterday.
All the days feel like the same day these days.
I know.
Like, is today Monday or Tuesday?
Today is Thursday.
Oh no, I forgot to call my mom on her birthday.
Oh no!
No!
These days, nothing is normal and everything is weird. But you could still save big when you switch to Progressive. That won't change. Not today or any day.
Quote today at Progressive.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
At Jewelers Mutual, we're a little obsessed with jewelry. Obsessed like auctioneers with talking fast.
50, we're going to sold.
Pop stars with auto-tune.
Yeah.
And dentists with asking questions.
So, how did he propose?
After they've put their hands in your mouth.
Great.
Yes, we've made jewelry our obsession for over 100 years. We love it so much we named our kids Ruby, Amber, and Opal.
Venti soy latte for Opal?
At Jewelers Mutual, we insure jewelry and only jewelry, which is why people who are also obsessed with jewelry trust us with theirs.
Support for the Weedsman podcast comes from Manscaped, #1 in men's below-the-belt grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels.
Christopher Media. Let's make some noise. From Asthmacore Studios near Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, man.
It's the Weedsman Podcast.
I have no idea what's going on.
And now,
you have smoked yourself retarded.
Here are the Weedsmen.
You want to get high?
It's 275. I'm Chris.
I'm Aaron.
We're back.
We're back. Yeah, sorry, frequent listeners. We had to skip a week there. Had to move house.
Move house.
And I was just drained the whole last week. I still haven't slept right.
So getting used to the new digs? Have you met the ghost yet?
I don't think it's haunted.
You do have a Silence of the Lambs type room.
Did watch Poltergeist the other day. As the beginning movie of the October horror film.
Is it Shocktober at your house?
Yes, it's Shocktober. That's what I was trying to say. You ever seen?
I prefer Rocktober, personally. It's right after September.
Oh, God. Have you seen Poltergeist? You like that movie?
I'm not a horror movie guy. So
I'm not much of one either, but Poltergeist is a good-ass movie.
What's the iconic line from this one?
What, from Poltergeist?
Yeah.
They're here.
Okay, I thought They're Here was the Close Encounters.
Yeah, no, that she says they're here, the TV people.
Oh, and that's in Poltergeist?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Close Encounters was what's his name with the mashed potato thing? That's who knew the aliens were coming. Richard Dreyfuss. This was the house that was buried on top of a gravesite. And they never moved the graves, just the headstones. And I mean, there's been plenty of ghost stories prior to this and movies about ghost stories and plenty after, but this set the template going forward for well, primarily what we're hearing right now, the juxtaposition, right? The little girl singing a twee little song, a nursery rhyme style kind of music, with these horrific things that are going to happen in this movie. But this was also, I think, more than the little girl in this movie, who is really good. People remember the woman, the exorcist that comes in to actually get the girl back when she travels into the whatever it is, the in-between place, the negative zone. That was, the one I'm talking about, short little woman, Carol Ann.
No.
There's Craig T. Nelson.
Coach.
Yeah. He's in that Showtime show with Kirsten Dunst, plays Obi Garbo. Find a part where she's like yelling. Move forward a little bit. They're about to open up the portal. They open up the portal in the closet.
Drop the resale value of the house. Portal to hell. It's going to knock like 20 grand off.
I thought I had problems with the little drug den in my house.
Yeah.
Well, people sure are freaking out about the Joker movie.
Why?
I'm not really sure. Guess because it's about a villain. Like, it turns out that...
I heard it's supposed to, like, sympathize with incels or some stupid retarded bullshit.
Well, it turns out, first of all, that the Joker is going to kill some people in this movie.
What?
And it also turns out that before the Joker became the Joker, he wasn't very popular and didn't get out a lot, didn't have a whole lot of friends.
Didn't, like, Heath Ledger cover this one in The Dark Knight? Did we cover
I thought
all
these
the
were things that
territory?
were understood about the Joker, but I guess this is what happens when you remove Batman from the movie and you just do it about the crazy guy. Right? I mean, think about Silence of the Lambs. And, you know, that was based off of a book. There were multiple books about that character, but that set off a whole string of, you know, a whole franchise worth of spin-offs about that one character. But it was always balanced with, you know, Clarice or somebody, you know, somebody that represented law and order. Somebody that was at least trying to bring him to justice.
Psycho?
And yeah, this is just a movie about a psycho.
I mean, I'm intrigued just because it's Joaquin Phoenix. He doesn't suck at acting.
Right.
He is hashtag good at acting. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't phone it in.
But
if this is him dipping his money in the comic, he's like, hey, I got to get in a comic book movie so I can get paid. It still looks like...
I don't even think, like, it's about getting paid. You know, he doesn't seem to... What role would he have taken? Well, I don't know if he has to or not, but what role would he have taken just for the money? You know, I don't know any role that I've seen him in where I was like, well, clearly he needed the money for this.
What if he's like Nick Cage and he just loves gambling?
But he doesn't, though, right? I mean, he could like gambling, but he does... What I'm saying is he doesn't do the Nick Cage thing.
But it's good?
I don't
think it's good. Are you allowed to think it's good?
I guess.
Being a white male, are you allowed to be on a microphone and say that you think this movie is good?
Critics on Rotten Tomato gave it 69%. Audience,
what are the people?
Audience score say 90.
There you go.
But there's a lot of, and some of this is just, I think, a bit of joking that's getting out of hand, a little bit of trolling.
Well,
but there's a lot of...
They supposedly fixed that. So you couldn't do that anymore. Like, it's supposed to be harder.
No, not the scoring. The response to it. The response being that people are idiots for wanting to go see this movie. People are on Twitter. A lot of people that I follow who are, let's say, a lot of minority nerds are on my Twitter. They have absolutely no interest in seeing this movie and think that people who are excited about this movie have something wrong with them. Which, if you remember when Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel and...
You weren't allowed to badmouth them, same crowd?
Well, this was, you know, the crowd that some of which are excited to see this Joker movie... We're saying about those movies, I have no interest in seeing them, and anyone who is excited about seeing them is stupid and is liking it for the wrong reasons.
So is it people with heads up their own asses? Can't you just go see a movie and have your own opinion?
You can, yeah.
What happened to that? Is that still a thing? Anyway, that movie looks like it's probably another masterclass on acting taught by Professor Joaquin Phoenix.
I'll get around to seeing it. I didn't need to see it right away because I don't feel like there's anything. This isn't part of some bigger story, so there's nothing that can be spoiled for me. I'm sure there's some. Well, I already know something about it that's spoilery, but it really didn't matter to me. It didn't change the story, or I don't think will change my enjoyment of it.
Is he going to be in the universe with?
No.
Robert Pattinson.
This is completely separate. I doubt we'll see them cross over, but who knows? Could be.
This will not be a foil to.
But it was not
Pattinson.
But it wasn't made with the intent of fitting into any continuity.
Gotcha.
So if they tie it, they could tie it together with future movies. But you know, Alan Moore he wrote Watchmen with the idea of it being not tied to any DC continuity. And then DC went, sorry, we're going to fold that into our other comic books. Yeah, it's not the criticism that bothers me. Like a movie, don't like a movie. It's curious when it's done without seeing the movie. But okay, no one's forcing you to go see it. But it's that extra step that really gets to me, the judging of others for enjoying it.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing that one side was freaking out about in judgment of, well, I guess we'll just say shorthand incels. We'll just call them all incels. Anyone we don't like. If you like the Joker movie, you haven't gotten laid. That's the consensus on Twitter.
What's wrong with that, Twitter? Huh? So what?
What's wrong with not getting laid?
What's wrong with liking the movie? Here's a phrase a lot of people on Twitter probably haven't heard in their lives. So the fuck what?
Well, there seems to be unanimous consensus on the Wu-Tang series on HBO.
Oh boy, am I racist?
Which doesn't... Why? What?
Well, no, just where everything goes. Like if I like it. No, I'm sorry. I'm trying to make a joke. Sorry.
Okay, let's... Can we not address race in the podcast once? There seems to be unanimous consent on the Wu-Tang show on Hulu, which isn't getting any advertisement from what I've seen. I mean, fucking shit for jokers everywhere you turn. Even all the free advertising of like, should you or should you not go see this movie? Or is this movie good for society or not? But yeah, the Wu-Tang, I had to hear from word of mouth. I had 2 people tell me, you included, that it was worth checking out. And I was like, all right, fine. I'll check it out.
All right. So it's good that I like the Wu-Tang series. It's good.
It is good that you like it?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm allowed to like it.
What do you mean? You're allowed to like whatever you want. But so you do like it?
Oh, yeah. I'm waiting for Wu-Tang Wednesday or Wu Wednesday or whatever the hell Hulu's calling
How many
it.
episodes are they doing of this thing?
I don't know. They're already 7 in. It's really fucking good.
I have to admit...
And I don't even know who half these actors are.
Yeah, I don't know who any of the actors are, really.
And it makes sense they're making a series out of it. There's 9 of these motherfuckers. So there's a lot of stories to tell.
Yeah, honestly, I would be hard-pressed to name them all. I'm a fair-weather Wu-Tang fan. I like Wu-Tang, but I'm
Ghostface
not,
Killer's got quite the story.
Well, Ghostface
And I also think it's hilarious that his name is Dennis! his real name.
Which is he's the guy who, he takes the Tech-9 from what's his name? From
See,
RZA.
I missed that whole first episode. Like I said,
okay.
I came in like halfway into the 3rd episode.
How do you...
Because Wu-Tang.
How are you going to watch it from like halfway through episode 3 on? And you had...
Because Mandy started watching it while I was out of town.
And you weren't just... I mean, I haven't seen... All I've seen is episode 1. And they don't really set up a whole lot for you. But they don't really set up anything for you.
Oh, damn it. I don't know what to tell you in episode 1 because all I miss is... Damn. I can't tell you what I miss because then it's a spoiler. The part of the story that I miss.
I don't know any of those actors from anything else. I didn't recognize anybody, but they were all great. I was kind of blown away. I really like how they just threw you right into it. And I know you haven't seen episode 1, but they put you right in the middle of a story. The action starts right away. There's no narrator going, this is our story, or, coming in and introducing people. There's no name cards. There's no, subtitles popping up showing, this is who this person is.
Yeah.
You just have to guess. I mean, they address each other by their names, but nobody's got their MC names.
No, and
at
we're
this
still...
point. So if you're a real fan, and I'll admit that I'm not, I don't know everybody's name.
And we're still 7 episodes in, and no one's using their Wu-Tang name yet.
Right.
And the only person that if you come into it and you have no idea Like, I mean, you could pick ODB. He's super easy to pick out.
He kind of is, yeah.
Because he was always ODB.
Right.
But everyone else, you kind of got to figure out who's who.
Right.
Method Man makes himself evident apparently with like the way he's dressing and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone else is, you got to kind of figure it out. Like, who the fuck's who? Because they're using all these names that, like they used in rap battles, and they're all in Staten Island.
Yeah, so the show does not hold you by the hand and walk you through the Wooverse.
No.
Well, it's like any good kind of piece of nerd culture like that. This is very much like the kind of superhero movie. It's like taking your mom to see an Avengers movie, and she's like, "Who's the guy in the shiny suit again?" I'm like, "Which one's shiny?" But still, those movies are good enough where if you don't know every character, you can still enjoy yourself and just take for granted that a woman's hair with her hair on fire is flying through the sky. In the Wu-Tang universe, I just take for granted that, okay, these guys this is going to be the story of the Wu-Tang, but I don't know what that story is. I'm not expecting a certain outcome. I don't know where they're going with this.
Well,
this
the end, too.
You know the end, but that doesn't mean you know anything, really. Do you know that they're going to end the show with them getting a record contract? Or are they going to end the show like Daredevil style, where he doesn't put the costume on until the end? Like that last episode is them like playing their first show as Wu-Tang or something?
Well,
or maybe we don't even get to that point.
It's RZA-centric, the whole story, because he produced it. Like, he's definitely the main character.
Yeah.
They spent a lot of time on him and his situation.
And I figured because he's heavy on the first episode, and they have a lot of shots, too, of him actually making beats. Mm-hmm. In the first episode, you see him with this pretty basic setup. He's got a Casio sampler, not the little, what was the one with the microphone on it? The little keyboard? Yeah. It wasn't like one of those keyboard samplers that we all had as kids. This is a little more advanced, but still a Casio at the time. It was a cheaper, product. And he has a Roland 909, which is not an 808.
Old school.
It is old school, but 909 was
Isn't that more of the techno drum machine?
That was the techno drum machine. And at the time, the 808, at the time that this was taking place, which would be what period? Do you figure
mid-late 80s?
Yeah, I was thinking 84 when they started, but maybe later. So hip-hop's already a thing, and the 808 is going to be fetching a pretty hefty price. This machine was in production at the end of the 70s, didn't take off. They all got sold off to pawn shops and shit like that, and ended up in the used section of music stores. And you could get these things for like $100. And then hip hop took off. Everyone started wanting the 808 again. They found a purpose for this thing, and the price skyrocketed. So not having a lot of money, he's not going to be able to afford an 808. That's why he's got the 909, right? The 909 he could get for cheaper. Even that was the techno one. But even though techno was a thing at the time, still not nearly as many people were doing techno as were trying to do hip hop at that point. Yeah, I really appreciated the fact that it was from his perspective, being the producer. I thought that was appropriate, and being a music nerd and a musician, I loved seeing it. Mm-hmm. He goes to what would have been in time, like Sam Ash. Not Sam Goody is the record store. Sam Ash was the music store.
Yes.
So he goes to Sam Ash and sees an SP1200. Yeah, this was an innovative Emu sampler. Emu being the company. It didn't just sample birds. And you can get one now for just over $4,000.
Oh.
But it had sampling ability. It had up to 12 seconds of sampling ability. So on the Casio, you could take little snippets. You could take blasts, a horn, a drum beat, just a little piece, and try and put it all together. SP1200 allows you to grab that whole that whole piano line, right? You can't make this song without an SP1200 or later. And he's eyeballing this thing. He tries to, he asks his brother, who ends up in jail at the end of the first episode, so I don't know where he is. Don't spoil anything for me. But he asked him for it's $2,000 for this thing. Mm-hmm. And he can't get it from his brother. He doesn't know where he's going to get the money. He has to get the money for this gear. This thing is a game changer for a producer. And he tries to steal it. And one of the salespeople catches him, and he's kind of a cool guy. And he's like, "Look, just put it back. I won't tell anyone. I won't call the cops on you." But he totally tries to stuff it into a backpack and walk out with it. But yes, so it's got everything. It's not just about the production and making music. That seems to be, from what I can tell in episode 1, it's always in the background of everything, but what's actually at the foreground, the stories that they're really telling here, is the struggles that poor people go through all over the country and the world, frankly. And, it's a lot of abandonment. It's a lot of parents and relatives and siblings locked up or dead. It's a lot of abuse, beatings. It's not shying away from that shit.
Yeah.
And I like that, they are kind of telling a superhero story, but they're telling their gritty version of it. I don't know. Yeah, just a fantastic production all the way around.
It's good watching.
I can't believe this isn't the thing that everyone's just freaking out about right now. Oh, and some real ass blunt rolling in that thing too.
Most real blunts?
Yeah, Ghostface.
Well, they probably shot it in California.
Ghostface, who is apparently a total dick. Ghostface is my favorite rapper out of any of the Wu-Tang, probably. He's the one who I have the most of their solo album, their solo career. And he is just the biggest dick out of the whole group. But whoever is playing him knows how to actually roll a blunt. So it was real. The struggle was real, the beats were real, the blunts were real.
Everyone always forgets about Master Killa. RZA, Jizza, Old Dirty Bastard, Method Man, Raekwon, Ghostface Killer.
Was he one of the original?
You God and Master Killa.
Master Killa isn't in the cast, I don't think.
I mean, that's 9.
Really?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, I don't know then.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Like I said, I'm not trying to front. I'm not that deep on my Wu-Tang knowledge.
Oh, yeah, it looks like Master Killa was an add-on. Look at you.
Yeah.
Typed in original Wu-Tang members, and it's everybody but Master Killa.
The Weedsman Podcast. ChristopherMedia.net.
You heard you could save big when you bundle home and auto with Progressive, so you went online to check it out. But then you saw a link for a survey about which type of bread you are. And now you're on question 17, barely scratching the surface of your bread identity. You always thought of yourself as a brioche, but are you actually more of a pumpernickel? Ah, yes. They said it was easy to save money bundling with Progressive, but they forgot about the rest of the internet. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
Hey, we get it. You don't want to be hearing a Progressive commercial right now, so let us tell you something you do want to hear. No one is funnier than you. People laugh just thinking about the things you've said. I'm laughing at one of them right now. Coworkers repeat your jokes at the office, but they're never as good as when you tell them, and shame on them for trying. There. Don't you feel better? You'll also feel better knowing you could save when you bundle home and auto with Progressive. Although I'm sure you'd have a funnier way to say that. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
It's a new year, and with T-Mobile, it's not about how far apart we are. It's about how close we can be. So we're bringing out our best deal. Right now, get the iPhone 12 on us on every single plan with eligible iPhone trade-in.
So I can FaceTime with my sister in Savannah.
That's right, the iPhone 12 on us on every plan. All on America's 5G leader in coverage. T-Mobile.
With 24 monthly bill credits and a new line plus tax. If you cancel, credit stop and balance on required finance agreement may be due. Contact us for well-qualified buyers. Qualifying consumer plan required. See coverage and offer details at T-Mobile.com.
ChristopherMedia.net.
The Weedsman Podcast.
Is that El Camino movie out yet?
El Camino?
I'm more excited
the Breaking
to see
Bad
that.
movie.
Yeah. The guy who plays Badger.
You probably know.
The guy who plays Badger did a promotion with a dispensary with Mad Men. Actually, we've heard their advertisements on podcasts. MedMen. I'm sorry, I said Mad Men.
That's where I went when I went to Vegas.
MedMen.
This time around. They're great.
Well, they have a location in L.A., and the guy who... So the Breaking Bad Twitter feed tweeted out, smoke if you got it, but see Badger if you don't. 21 and up, and then it gives coordinates. And if you actually looked up the coordinates, you would find that it pointed you to the West LA dispensary, MedMen dispensary.
So there's like a Breaking Bad strain of weed now?
Yeah, well, also Badger was actually there. The guy who was playing Badger was at the place. I mean, I don't know, he wasn't actually probably selling it to you directly. But you got to meet him.
There's going to be a strain of weed called Walter White soon.
Oh, I'm sure there's plenty of them, yeah.
It'd have to be White Widow and then something with Walter in the title.
I doubt there would be a strain already with Walter in it. White Widow and Chemdog.
No, Walter White cannabis strain. It's got 4.6. 4.6. By breeding the white with a mysterious auto-flowering sativa, the white begat Walter White. That's it in the little lineage thing. It's a straight line. Oh, it's inbreeding. The strain fucked itself.
I think that just means they renamed it. They had a strain called the White, and then Breaking Bad came out, and they're like, it's Walter White.
Yeah, that's the ticket.
Oh, apparently we missed out on the latest controversy on the Joker film.
Uh-oh.
It's got a Gary Glitter song in it.
Oh, no.
It uses Rock and Roll Part 2, which means guess who's getting a paycheck?
Oh, no.
This is like, imagine if the deal with Jared from Subway was that no matter what, he got a piece of Subway sandwiches. Every time you bought a Subway sandwich,
you bought a Coca combo,
Jared would get a penny.
I don't care.
Every time you watch the Joker movie, Gary Glitter gets a penny. I don't know. Is he a free man? Is he still like? Wasn't he in jail?
Might be dead.
No, he's. See, Gary Glitter, real name Paul Gadd. This was in February 2015. So yes, he could have died in the meantime. But according to this story, he's set to earn big royalties, and it doesn't say his estate. The song plays for approximately 2 minutes as Joaquin Phoenix, who has received rave reviews for his portrayal of the eponymous villain, dances down a long flight of steps outside his Gotham City apartment.
He's still alive. He's 75. He'll be dead soon.
Reportedly expected to receive a lump sum for allowing the recording to be used in the Joker.
He's in jail. He's called jailed pedophile. So his commissary is going to hit up. Someone's getting all the ramen noodles.
He's getting millions of dollars, but he's going to die in jail, so what does it matter? So whoever, he's going to leave that money to somebody, right? Whatever the state doesn't eat. Being British, I imagine that's most of it.
It says he's got kids.
Right, so his kids are going to get it. So you want his kids not to get this money?
Yeah, because fuck him!
Right, what do you think?
That's what we do now.
Gary Glitter is going to have a party in jail with it? He's like, I'd like my money withdrawn in $1 bills, and I just shoot him around my cell like one of those game shows and play Rock and Roll Part 2 while I dance naked.
And back it up with some Michael Jackson and closing down the night, R. Kelly.
And bring me some more boys. That's when they started beating. He was jailed for a total of 16 years starting in 2015. Well, apparently girls were his thing.
Everyone else talks about Rock and Roll Part 2. What about Rock and Roll Part 1?
However, while some have praised Todd Phillips' story and direction, this is how they end the story, and Joaquin Phoenix's portrayal, many have questioned whether the film, which depicts mass murder, could unintentionally be portraying, quote-unquote, Joker, as a heroic or inspirational figure. Your story's not about that. Your story's about how Gary Glitter is going to get some money from his song, even though he's in jail. But we have to put that disclaimer at the end of it, that some people may think that this movie's dangerous.
We just paid him twice. We played both versions.
We did not pay him anything off of this podcast. I guarantee you that.
It's true. Well, no, he got the 2 spins off of Google. He gets paid that way.
Yeah, I guess. So far, we haven't even given him a half pence.
I see why we listen to the other one now. See why Part 2 wins.
Half pence is also a sex move in the Pence household. But it's just spooning. No penetration. It's debatable whether you can call something that you cry during a sex position. But it can be done. Okay. How many parts are there?
No, we're back to, and then it just goes into the...
Okay.
That's all two's supposed to be?
Were they both like 3-minute songs?
Yeah.
And they're back to back?
Yeah.
Well, they on the Ultimate Gary Glitter they are. I mean, maybe they were end capping an album or something originally. But it's such a dumb song, right? You figure it's a stupid song. It's a throwaway song. It could have been easily disposed of once we found out its writer was a total perv, an actual criminal molester.
But we clap to at sports ball events.
Right. Anything. Doesn't matter. Love Shack. People love that song.
There you go.
That was techno in reality for like a summer.
Yeah. For like 3 months in like 1996.
And for the rest of the world, forever. That was techno. Yeah. Like Coldplay's like, we want to make a techno album. They're like, we need some stabby keyboards in it. Da, 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 da.
How did this become a sports thing? No, 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 no.
What are you?
No.
Stop. Why are you yelling at Google again?
Because this is wrong.
Because it's dramatic, right? This sounds...
I guess it's like a 2-minute prog rock intro. How the fuck is this a sports thing?
But this... I think they would play this while they were talking about...
No, they introduce a team,
right? They're talking about the struggles that somebody went through.
Yeah,
right.
Usually now,
at
starting
18
forward,
years old,
number 12.
2 months after his father passed away, he tore his ACL. They told him he would never play again.
He was just getting started.
It turns out, he was just getting started. He was just getting warmed up.
And it's like the intro for one of like the lamest songs in the world. Like the song that's after this.
It's a lot of build up for not a whole lot.
It's a build up for Slacks buying song. For this. Like for I'm just here to buy a sensible pair of slacks.
I'm like, this is not a bad song.
The color of
it's
the pants
a
I'm
bad song
buying.
for Alan Parsons. It's not if Olivia Newton-John sung this song.
That's what I'm saying. But this is like the pants I'm buying are definitely beige.
They're pre-creased. Your mom's insisting you get pleated.
Yeah.
It's nicer.
Whoever's waiting on you has a perm.
No, you're getting the pleated front, and you're getting the woven belt.
Yeah. Now come over here and look at this sweater. Yeah.
Also, a lot, like, one in a long line in the era of creepy ass "I'm looking at you" songs. I'm watching you, I'm spying on you.
Sting heard this and got an idea. He's like, oh yeah?
Sting and what the fucking Hall & Oates and fucking everyone's spying on everybody else. It's like after after the 60s and like 60s and up to like mid 70s, they were making a lot of songs about we're gonna fuck underage girls, and then somebody was like okay, not another song about a 16-year-old girl. Guy crosses out 14. He's like, 16, yeah. But so then they go to, all right, I got a song for you. I'm beating off outside your window.
Yeah.
Because you're only 16 and I'm not allowed to take you out. Okay, that's better. At least you're just spying on the girl and beating off to her and not actually molesting her. That's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, we're overcompensating now. Like, listen, no. We know you brought her across state lines. We're keeping an eye on you.
What is this that we've been smoking? I say very naturally.
Shark Shock.
Shark Shock?
Yes. What is all this dumb shit?
Shark Shock. I think you got it. Kids. Oh, god damn.
Shark Shock's origin is White Widow crossed with skunk number 1. It has a fruity taste and carries intense stony effects. The plant will grow densely. What? No one talking to you?
You had a lot of shuri.
Yeah, this strain will activate Siri.
Shut up,
No
Siri. We're doing a show here.
Yeah, the plant will grow into a densely compacted white skunk with extreme aromas. It'll make you relaxed, happy, and euphoric. It's good for pain, stress, and anxiety. Bad, it gives you dry mouth, dry eyes, makes you dizzy. I hear you with the dry mouth.
Yeah, I had definitely. Dry mouth is high up on that list. Was it? This is a hybrid? Oh, Jesus Christ. This song can get more annoying?
It looks like it is an indica.
It is an indica.
It was one of 2 choices I had at the dispensary.
Whoa.
It's like, you get this or the other. And the
you
bud
can get
tender,
with this or you can get with that.
The bud tender was like, smoke this. And we did.
The Weedsman Podcast. ChristopherMedia.net.
Hey, we get it. You don't want to be hearing a Progressive commercial right now, so let us tell you something you do want to hear. No one is funnier than you. People laugh just thinking about the things you've said. I'm laughing at one of them right now. Coworkers repeat your jokes at the office, but they're never as good as when you tell them, and shame on them for trying. There. Don't you feel better? You'll also feel better knowing you could save when you bundle home and auto with Progressive. Although I'm sure you'd have a funnier way to say that. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
It's a new year, and with T-Mobile, it's not about how far apart we are. It's about how close we can be. So we're bringing out our best deal. Right now, get the iPhone 12 on us on every single plan with eligible iPhone trade-in.
So I can FaceTime with my sister in Savannah.
That's right, the iPhone 12 on us on every plan. All on America's 5G leader in coverage. T-Mobile.
With 24 monthly bill credits and a new line plus tax. If you cancel, credit stop and balance on required finance agreement may be due. Contact us for well-qualified buyers. Qualifying consumer plan required. See coverage and offer details at T-Mobile.com.
ChristopherMedia.net. The Weedsman Podcast.
So we got presents this week, huh?
Yes.
We got a special package from Manscaped.
Yeah.
This kind of blew me away.
Manscaped.com.
We got a package from Manscaped.
Yes.
Which is supporting our show this week.
Yeah.
And they sent us a package for our package.
Yeah. It's a whole bunch of things
Which
in
is
here
great.
Like, trim your balls.
I'll have to admit, my patch is a mess. Like, it's totally unruly. It's like 70s porno down there.
Big old bush.
And part of the reason why is because I've tried before to, I've succeeded most times in trimming around the bush, but every once in a while I've nicked the sack.
There's trepidation with a razor down there.
Nothing bleeds like a nutsack. I'm telling you. It's not like the inside of your mouth where it goes away quickly. Like
cut on your face hurts.
And you can't just throw some tissue on it and head to work.
And you put aftershave on this one. Oh Lord.
So I'm looking forward to trying this.
The wife was happy about this. She's like, "Oh, can I use it on you?" I'm like, "Yeah." Knock yourself out.
It's got, first of all, a pouch, this handy pouch to hold everything in, which could hold other things. Who knows?
Yeah.
You could use it for whatever.
Maybe you can hold weed.
Possibly. So you have an electric razor, the lawnmower.
2.0.
Lawnmower, and then
it's redesigned.
This
proprietary skin-safe technology.
I'm going to use the hell out of the lawnmower there, but I'm excited. I've never owned.
Oh, that's an old school
razor like this.
Straight razor.
I feel like an actual adult now. Oh, look at that! It's got a mirror inside, so you can check your taint area.
I'm not sure I've ever had a good one-on-one view of my taint.
Well, that's important too because you have to know when to stop, right? Or start tapering off. You want it to look natural.
And this they want us to make a good point that I've never really thought of.
What's that?
Shouldn't be using the same trimmer on your face that you're using on your balls.
Well, that is a good point, isn't it?
We just we hit it with the hot water and we think we're good. But let's just kind of think what we're doing here.
So lawnmower,
and we're putting it on the face.
Their lawnmower 2.0 has proprietary skin-safe technology, so it won't nick or snag your nuts.
Mm-hmm. Which
is great. So finally, manscaping accidents are a thing of the past. It's not just about controlling the hair. It's about what hair you leave there and how you want that to look as well.
Yes.
Which is why they have the crop cleanser.
They give you a stencil. You can put letters. You can write your name. No, they don't. I'm just kidding.
The crop reviver, so that...
they'll work on the hair on the top of my head.
So it refreshes. I don't know, but... It might curl it. And this is probably the most important one. How does it smell? Oh, it's got plastic over it. That's why. Oh, geez. Fresh. Ball deodorant.
Ball-licious. Oh.
Anti-chafing.
This cream smells like fresh
deodorant.
nuts.
Hold on. I just got to get rid of... I didn't want it to go to waste. I had some ball deodorant on my fingers. I didn't know where to put it. Where does one put it?
I think you just put it where you are supposed to put it. But you put deodorant on your armpits. Why are you not putting deodorant on the smelliest part of your body?
That's true.
Mandy is.
And which one do you want the girls to be attracted to? Your armpit or your balls?
All summer I get, why are we adjusting? I said, you don't have testicles. They get sweaty. They stick to the leg.
That's right. So where can people get this stuff?
You go to manscaped.com. You get 20% off and free shipping with the code Weedsman. It's real simple, everybody. You type in Weedsman when you order your Manscaped kit.
Yep. And remember, always use the right tools for the job.
Your balls will thank you. Do they talk?
My balls are already thanking me.
I know, right? Hey, man, this is cool.
Yeah, this is the most attention that we've gotten in ages.
But remember, 20% off and free shipping with the code Weedsman at manscaped.com. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code Weedsman at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use the code Weedsman. So you should probably talk about weed, huh? Or is it a slow week in weed?
Weed news has been taken over by vape news in a lot of ways. Not that there isn't news There was
the Vapeman podcast. Peter Vapeman.
Are we changing? There was some recent poll that had like 2/3 now of American people think that it should be legalized.
Weed?
Yes, that thing.
You put your weed in there.
So wow, we're up to 66%. Writings on the wall, old people.
And some milestones that we passed this week, like the first cannabis tasting room in Las Vegas, the New Woo.
I missed it by like a week. I was just in Vegas, like 2
it opened
weeks ago.
On the 5th, so just 2 days ago.
Yeah, I was there on the 25th, 26th, so I just missed it.
A 16,000 square foot cannabis superstore, 170 feet of display counters, dedicated to Nevada-made marijuana products such as topicals, CBD oils, edibles, vapes, topicals. They said topicals twice, but okay. That's fine. Pre-rolls, concentrates, and more. And not only that, this place has a drive-through, and it's open 24 hours.
What? Where's it at? Can't be on the Strip. Because one thing I did learn when I was out there a couple weeks ago is most of these delivery services, or at least the dispensary, they can't deliver to casinos.
It's located on 1235 Point Circle, Paute. I don't know. So yeah, being a tasting room, you can actually go and sample the stuff before you take it home.
So is that what they're going with? They're calling it a cannabis tasting room?
I'm guessing. I mean,
what's it called again?
New Woo. NUWU. I don't know how you must have to police that in some way, because otherwise people would just hang out all day, quote unquote, sampling, or maybe they want them to do that.
I think the worst version of Costco ever. Costco's bad on Saturday.
Well, it's kind of like a Starbucks model, only you're giving the coffee away for free, knowing that people are going to take $50 bags of coffee home with them.
By the way, a Starbucks just opened in the basement of my job today. That's bad news.
Is that bad news or good news?
It's good news if you're the Starbucks franchisee. It's good news. This looks like it is far away from tourist things.
Well, it's 24 hours.
In Las Vegas.
Well, another first. Apparently California has the first cannabis cafe, the first cannabis restaurant in the U.S., which, does that seem like a first? Haven't we talked about restaurant? Maybe they were just like pop-ups.
Well, there's been private clubs for a minute.
Right.
Like, it essentially sounds like if you pay so-and-so this much money, you can come smoke your weed there.
This is in West Hollywood, the first restaurant in the country to openly allow cannabis consumption. Lowell Farms, a cannabis cafe. They received a license to sell cannabis in addition to food and drink.
So you sit there and be like, give me this edible.
They offer cannabis edibles and pre-rolled joints, and you can buy flour there as well to consume on site. So I guess that's the difference. The other places we read about used cannabis in their food. They're just like selling food and cannabis.
Yeah, but are cops just going to sit there and wait for people to come out and just woo, woo, like this?
Maybe, but don't they do that with bars anyway? Cops do that with bars. They just sit outside.
But that's the thing is, like, one beer, like, you're all right. One joint, like, you're going to be high. You know what I'm saying?
I do, but they have to have something to back that up until they have reliable roadside, which, you know, we've heard about. They've developed the roadside breathalyzer.
Well, I guess the thing is, though...
But they can't approve it for any kind of legal use yet.
There's
it's supposed to be for, like, parents and teachers. Right, they don't have...
There's no blood alcohol equivalent for weed yet.
They don't have a legal standard to apply to it, like, at this point.
With pot right now, it is or it isn't.
So that's probably why they're not going to be doing this. No, I don't think it's necessary either, because it's not like there's no laws to control reckless driving, regardless of why you're driving recklessly. I don't know. I mean, we have stricter laws and more severe punishments for driving recklessly due to alcohol consumption than we do driving recklessly due to just plain old distraction. Right? Mm-hmm. Why? Is the person talking on their phone any more or less dangerous than the person who's had a few drinks? Why is the punishment more severe for the person who has drinks? Why not just say dangerous behavior on the freeway is punishable by these offenses?
Because of the children. Won't somebody please think of the children?
But yeah, a lot of news about vaping lately, of course. Everyone's been hearing about deaths in black market vape products. But this does go into our territory because most of these devices that are reported as doing harm are actually not Juuls. Most of them are black market THC devices.
And the CDC finally came out and said it, although they're not covering that. I think it was last week the CDC quietly on Friday was like, yeah, it's black market THC products. But so the panic bell's already been rung. It's too late now.
Yeah,
we've been saying that for like a month on this podcast.
Saying that the
black market THC products.
Yeah, well, there were stories about that almost immediately.
Mm-hmm.
One of the places most affected by this is actually in California. Over 1,000 people that have been affected, 18 killed. I don't think it's any coincidence that this is happening in an area where the black market is still thriving for all kinds of different cannabis.
Yeah, well, it's because of the fucking taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you hate our children, California?
And there was a recent tests that were done on 15 different black market THC vape cartridges. All 15 of them came back positive for cyanide.
Holy shit.
Which is the shit that we were getting away from. That was the shit they were putting in the cigarettes.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's like with mine. I try to make sure I get the stuff that's got nothing in them, where it's just nothing, no BHO, none of that shit. I just want cannabis oil. Mm-hmm. The end.
It also says in the story, while the headline is 15 out of 15 cartridges test positive for cyanide, it says in the middle of the story that all of the legal cartridges that they tested that were purchased from shops in California were deemed safe.
So it's like acceptable levels of cyanide?
No cyanide at all. Zero. So really, the answer isn't how should we govern vaping at all, because we're really talking about THC products, and vaping is just a subset of THC products. So the answer there is legalize it and don't tax it so high, and you'll wipe out the black market.
Yeah.
Sure, there may be a black market for tobacco devices. It can't be that big, though. There's still a black market for cigarettes, but it's not that big, and it's dwindling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the 80s in New York City anymore.
Right.
Although when I was in college, there was a kid on our floor. The one semester I lived in a dorm. He lived in Indiana. So whenever he'd go home, he'd load up on cigarettes and then he'd come back. He got them cheap as fuck. So he'd get them cheap as hell, sell them to the kids on the floor for cheaper than we could get them at the party store, and he'd still make a fuck ton of money.
Yep. What are they going to do about the vaping, though? What are we going to do about the vaping?
Probably just going to have to cancel it, right? Just get rid of all vaping.
Representative Raja Krishnamurthy announced new legislation on Monday that would put a cap on the concentration of nicotine in e-cigarette products, capping it at 20 milligrams per milliliter to, quote, make them significantly less addictive and appealing to the youth. I don't know how that solves anything. It's just another knee-jerk reaction that's going to have zero actual effect. I mean, 20 milligrams is pretty high still. Mine's 15, and that's considered fairly high.
I do 3.
Yeah. Well, it depends on how you vape, too. If you like big clouds, if you're vaping a lot, then you don't want... If you're prone to sit there and just puff, 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 and you're at a high nicotine level, you're going to make yourself sick. There's been talk of a national ban. I mean, I don't know why legislation like this, if the president already said that he was going to ban it. Why are we doing these? I guess it just means that he's not going to follow through on it. I know he's got other more important, pressing matters.
Yeah, he's got
on his plate now.
Last couple of weeks,
a
couple other issues come up for him. Well, it's good because if the national ban doesn't happen, then whatever, I can mule fruit flavored juices to you guys.
Yeah.
from out of state.
But right, there's the ban in Michigan that Whitmer announced, but there's 2 lawsuits in process that hopefully will, if not at least tie it up until this whole thing blows over, defeat it completely.
Dude, if you own a vape shop in Michigan right now, how are you not like trying to come up with plan B?
Well, I think if you own a vape shop and you're operating it smartly, I think you would have to know that there would be some sort of regulation coming down the pike. That at some point the government was going to step in and want to tell people how they should or should not enjoy this and who should or should not have it. But the outright bans on certain products, I don't think anyone was really predicting that. Although, you shouldn't underestimate the American public's
when it comes to fear-mongering.
penchant for knee-jerk reactions.
I love how our governor thinks she's such a goddamn hero with this, too. For a second when Trump was talking about it, see, the federal government's going to follow my example. Oh, shut up, bitch. The federal government's going to follow your example of knee-jerk reaction. Like I said, I've had people like, oh, you've been reading all the stuff about vaping? And my first response is like, yeah, it existed before August of this year. Like, it's been around since 2002. People just started getting sick this August. It's a black market THC product. It's like anything else. If you know what you're buying, you're fine. Don't buy vape juice where it's written in crayon and taped on in Scotch tape on a piece of loose leaf paper.
Right.
It's vape juice. It's spelled wrong.
If you research, there's certain brands that they say to watch out for. But I'm not even going to go down that road. Don't buy THC vape products off the streets.
Yeah.
You have no idea what they're putting in there, and it could be any number of things that are harmful.
Well, especially now in Michigan, if it's in a dispensary, it's been tested. If you can get a dispensary in Michigan, it's gone through the testing, you're good.
This is an indica. This is a serious indica.
Yeah.
Oh shit, did you just light another joint? You got an outro joint?
Outro joint.
This might be a long outro.
Manscaped.com. It's where you go.
Thank you so much, Manscaped.
You get 20% off and free shipping if you use the promo code Weedsman. It's not that hard, people. Weedsman.
Well, you shouldn't do it when you're hard. You should probably manscape when you're lit.
Well, it depends what part you're trimming.
That's true.
But he's trying to get around the base.
Yeah, it might be advantageous.
Yes. But also other things to plug, such as our Twitter at the Weedsman420, the Instagram at the Instagram at the Weedsman Podcast. We're on Facebook. Where do you listen? You listen everywhere. You listen at Spreaker. You listen at Spotify. You listen at Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, the iHeartRadio app, Stitcher, ChristopherMedia.net. If you're super old school and just want to go right to the source, check us out. We're back Tuesdays, Fridays. And stay high.
Stay high.
The Weedsman Podcast. ChristopherMedia.net.
Bodega, Alpha and Omega. Siamese sailors sell celery sandwiches. Sawing-a-bada, serving platter.
Hey, Jamie?
Yes?
Did you want to try reading that line on the script there?
Oh, yeah, let's see. You could save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, that one?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm just not warmed up yet. Shouldn't be long. Detector test.
Bundle your home and auto with Progressive today.
The marmot mangled my mushy pork pancake.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Introducing touch-free payments from PayPal, a safe way for your customers to pay. Simply download the PayPal app and display your own unique QR code for your customers to scan. Whether you're a market seller,
I'll take 2 tomatoes and a cucumber,
poodle pamperer, piano tuner, or plumber. Signing up to accept touch-free payments for your business is easy. Touch-free QR code payments. Not applicable to PayPal Here transactions. Other fees may apply. Shop safe with PayPal.
ChristopherMedia.net.
If you like this show, please tell a friend. Please make sure to rate and comment on all your favorite Christopher Media shows. Please follow us on Twitter and like and share us on Facebook. You can subscribe to all ChristopherMedia.net shows for free on ChristopherMedia.net. Thank you for listening, and thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.